What is up, YouTube? I am Eric and you are watching Retro Video Game Pickups. Today we're going to be talking about the 5 games that will not be on the Nintendo 64 Classic Edition. So if you like games, consoles, or product reviews, please consider subscribing and hitting that bell notification. With that being said, let's hop into it. So, with the NES Classic Edition and the SNES Classic Edition selling so well the last 2 years, it's no doubt that Nintendo will release a Nintendo 64 Classic Edition. But what games will be released on it? Well, this video is going to be talking about 5 games that will not be on the system. So, with that being said, we're just going to roll through these 5 games and I'm going to talk a little bit about them and a little bit about why I think they will not be on the system. But with that being said, we're just going to pick up the first one and go with that. And the first one is Conker's Bad Fur Day. Now, this is a really good game and everyone knows it, but it's rated M. And Nintendo is not going to want to put a rated M game out on their system because they do not have to have the system rated M at that point. If they don't have this game on it, then the system itself won't be rated M. Because if it's rated E for everyone, more people are going to spend the money to get it, and parents aren't going to be afraid to buy this for their kids come holiday seasons or any other event. But I think Conker's Bad Fur Day is a great game, and we all know what it's about and how fun this game is. But I just don't see Nintendo putting it on the system because it could potentially hurt the sales of the system by being rated M, which is a sad thing because this is a really good game on the system and I think it definitely needs credit like that, but I don't think it will be on the system. Now, number 2 is an Activision game that I would absolutely love to see on the system, but I just don't see it happening, and that's Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. Now, I picked Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 because it is my favorite. However, I don't think any Tony Hawk Pro Skater game will actually make it onto this system, which is a big shame. Now, these games are beloved by millions of people if they owned a PS1, a Nintendo 64, a Dreamcast. There's a long list of these games on other systems. But this game, for me, is where I first got into Tony Hawk and I got into punk music and all that stuff was because of the Nintendo 64. I would love to see this on this system, but I just don't think Activision is going to give up the rights to this game for Nintendo to be able to release it on the Nintendo 64 Classic Edition, which is a big bummer because we all know I play the crap out of it and you probably would too, and hours upon hours would be spent on it. But I don't see Activision doing that, and that's why it is on this list. Now, the next one is also kind of the same way, and that is Star Wars Pod Racer. Now, this is actually my favorite Star Wars game on the system, which is saying a lot because the other 2 are really good as well, but this one is something that I love to this day to still play. However, I don't see Disney giving this up for Nintendo to be able to use on their Nintendo 64 Classic, which is a big bummer because I really would love to play Pod Racer, which is really Episode 1 Racer, or another one of the Star Wars games. Now, that would be really cool, but I don't see it happening, honestly, and that's kind of a shame, but I understand why. Disney wants to keep those games close to their chest and be able to really make money from that, and I just don't see them being able to strike up a deal with Nintendo to be able to make enough money to warrant letting Nintendo release it on their console, which is kind of a shame because this is a definitely fun game, but it's just not going to be on the system. The next one is an obvious one that it's not going to be on the system because it is Banjo-Kazooie and any other Rare game, because Rare is now owned by Microsoft. Now, everyone knows that this is a really great game and a great franchise with Banjo-Tooie as well, but now that Rare has been sold to Microsoft, I don't see Nintendo getting their hands on it at all, which is a big shame because that's a very good game for the system, and I think fans of the Nintendo 64 Classic will definitely want that, but they just won't get it, sadly. Now, I know that the Rare Replay has been released on Xbox One by Microsoft, and that's a great way to play this game, but I honestly do not see them striking up a deal with Nintendo in order to be able to put this game on the system, which is kind of a shame because it's definitely a good game, but what can you do about it? Now, this last one, again, is a Rare title, and it kind of goes along with why the Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie won't be on there, and other games like Jet Force Gemini, but I'm picking GoldenEye 007 because what gamer has not played GoldenEye 007 on the Nintendo 64? It blew everything else out of the water at that point. Now, we'll probably get a Perfect Dark or a Win Back or maybe a Turok Hunter on this system, but I do not see a GoldenEye ever coming to the Nintendo 64 unless Nintendo has been working their magic at Rare and Microsoft for a very long time, and they somehow managed to pull this out of the depths of Microsoft, and they get lucky. I don't see that happening, but it's something I would really, really love to see on this console because it is definitely that first-person shooter that really made the console tick and move, and it was a really good game for the system. With that being said, are there any games that I missed that you think that aren't going to be on this system that definitely deserve to be? Please comment those below and let me know because there's about 5 or 10 more games that I think will not be on the system that definitely needs to be, like some wrestling games and stuff like that. Just games that have been licensed and have people's names on them. I don't think those will ever be released on this system, but what am I saying? I could be totally wrong. That is just what I think. With that being said, thank you for watching. Don't forget about Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Patreon, and Big Cartel. All those links are below in the description. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell notification. But most of all, have a good day.